right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. It's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, this is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator from ERGJ Enterprise. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Wall Street, our news that you can use. What happened today in the market, what happened today in politics. Again, economics and politics, they go hand in hand. You got one that's going to make the money. You got one that's going to make the rules about the money. So we want to know about what's going on in the market, not just from the economic side, but also from the policy side as well. And we know who's ruling the land right now. It's going to be Mr. President Donald Trump. So kind of following him and his administration and all the action that he has going on right now. Real quick, we got a couple of announcements coming up. Tomorrow night, we'll be talking about Sprint and the Jay-Z title deal. So if you are interested in possibly investing in that, you want to join us for that investment session. That's going to be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. You can go to www.ergj.net for that. Also, on the following Tuesday, we'll be talking about 420, talking about weed, talking about marijuana, talking about cannabis. So don't just smoke it, but learn how to invest in it and make your money work for you. That'll be next Tuesday. And then also the following, the first Saturday in February, we got a Stock Market 101 class. Going to teach you how to buy your first stock. So 7 steps to own your first stock. That's going to be February 4th. So all that stuff and more is located on the website, www.ergj.net. We got an introduction to foreign exchange coming up. And we also just launched our Club Millie plan. So if you are interested in learning more about that plan, you can actually get registered for that as well. That's going to be a membership. And our goal there is to help 1,000 people save and invest $1,000. So we got some dates set up to roll out the plan to you guys so that you are fully aware of what the plan is and where we are going in 2017. Because this is a year of massive success. It's going to take massive action. So we got to be like Donald Trump. We got to take massive action. He's taking massive action so that we can actually have massive results this year. So no more time wasting. All right, so let's get into the market, man. How you guys doing? Thanks so much for tuning in. Good evening. Good evening. All right, so what happened in the market today? The Dow Jones finally crossed over that 20,000 point threshold. That was that record it was trying to hit. So it hit that for the first time ever today. So there's a lot of giddiness in the market. Our volatility index actually moved up 4 points to 59. So that's the level between being fearful and greedy. And Warren Buffett says when everybody's greedy, you want to be fearful. When people are fearful, you want to be greedy. So a lot of people are greedy right now. A lot of money is moving in the market. A lot of people are buying. The past 3 months performance indicators, the past 3 months, transportation is leading the way at 19%. Finance is second place at 14%, and communications at 12%. So over the past 3 months, these sectors have been performing very, very well and returning some good returns back to their investors. Of course, there's a couple ways that you can invest. You can invest from an ETF standpoint, getting a mix of all of these stocks in these sectors, or you can go and do some deep diving to try to find the jewels or the needle in the haystack. So, depending on what your level of investing is, those are some opportunities for you there. Boeing had their results come out today. They did very well, and we saw their stock shoot up 4% today. So a good day for Boeing. Wells Fargo, good day for them as well. GM, Alibaba, and Yahoo, all positive days for those 5 popular stocks. The big gainer of the day was a company called Seagate Technology. They blew away earnings this morning. They were up 14% today. Now think about that, guys. 14% in one day. Just imagine, right? Most of us are struggling to get 3% for the whole year. We got a company that just killed earnings and saw their stock rise by 14% in one day. Now, of course, it's kind of hard to find those needles in the haystack, but I'm just saying the money is out there. Hanes brand as well. We had a big gain of 5% today. For you people that wear Hanes or Fruit of the Looms or whatever, that company with the underwear company or the Hanes t-shirts, that company was up 5% today. The losers for today, Freeport has been on a free fall. This is their second losing day in a row that I can see. And there's some other companies that you probably aren't aware of had some pretty bad day. But for the most part, the market was up today. The Dow was up 0.78%. It went up 155 points. The NASDAQ was up 55 points. And the S&P 500, that index was up 18 points as well. I know I'm talking fast because I got to get to the Trump stuff. But at any rate, what else happened today that I want to make you aware of is we have, I talked about that. eBay was up as well, 3.1% their revenue, quarterly revenue, 3.1%. The Democratic senators want AT&T to detail the Time Warner deal benefits, so there's still a delay on that deal actually being approved. AT&T just reported their earnings; they actually missed on their revenue, so we'll see how they operate in the post market. And the Cisco deal with Cisco to buy AppDynamics for $3.7 billion. That's the acquisition or merger that's going on. I'd always talked about Boeing. All right, now Trump. All right, now let's get into what's going on with Trump, because this guy has no chill. He doesn't take a day off, it seems like. So Trump is talking about maybe reinstating the secret CIA black site prisons. Let me give you the scoop on this. United States President Donald Trump is expected to order a review that could lead to bringing back a CIA program for holding terrorism suspects in secret overseas black site prisons, where interrogation techniques often condemned as torture were used. Two U.S. officials said on Wednesday the black sites were used to detain suspects captured in the President Bush's war on terrorism after the 9/11 attacks, and were formerly closed by President Barack Obama. So Bush had these secret black site prisons that were open to fight terror. Obama closed those things down because, you know, if they in secret, who they really taking over there, right? It might be some of us that end up in those camps. And then Trump is looking to open those camps back up. So I thought that was some pretty big news. Obviously, again, we're talking about prisons. That gives us a indication that prisons itself, correctional facilities, private prisons. Start looking. I know some people have brought that up, but clearly that's a clue there that he's looking to put some people in jail. What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Thomas? How are you? All right, so here's the news from the White House. Here's what happened today in the White House. You had the draft executive order obtained by the Associated Press shows that President Trump intends to stop accepting Syrian refugees and will suspend the United States' broader refugee program for 120 days. President also plans to suspend issuing visas for people from Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, or Yemen for at least 30 days, according to the draft. All are predominantly Muslim countries. So our president doesn't like Muslims. If you're Muslim, you might want to think about moving, because who knows what's next. Trump is expected to sign the order this week. It is not clear whether the draft will be revised before then. The actions follow Trump's orders Wednesday tightening immigration policies. So it's all about tightening immigration policies, including taking steps toward building a wall on the Mexican border. So what are your thoughts on that, guys? I mean, what is up with this administration and Muslims? Like, they just really don't like Muslims. I don't know. I mean, they didn't do anything to me, but that's the direction that they're going here. I don't know if that helps us with anything as far as an investment idea, but that's what's going on. So he said in the speech as well to the Department of Homeland Security that his executive actions on immigration show that beginning today, the United States will get back control of its border. Trump says his administration will be working in partnership in Mexico to improve safety and economic opportunity for both countries, and will have a close coordination with Mexico to address drug smuggling. Trump says we're going to save lives on both sides of the border. New president spoke shortly after signing executive orders to strengthen border security and crack down on immigrants living in the United States illegally. It will set in motion the construction of his proposed border wall, a key promise from his 2016 campaign. So again, we got prisons. That's one clue. We got the border wall, which means it has to be built, which means that we're looking at construction. We're looking at manufacturing for that wall. So those are some key areas to keep an eye on. President Trump says that he believes torture works. Whoa. Whoa, wait a minute. President Trump says that he believes torture works, saying that we have to fight fire with fire. Oh my goodness. All right, in an interview with ABC News, the president said he will confer with Defense Secretary James Mad Dog Mattis. There you go. And CIA Director Mike Pompeo to determine what can and cannot be done legally to combat the spread of radicalism. He says that radical groups chop off the citizens, anybody else's heads in the Middle East because they're Christian or Muslim or anything else. Adding, we have that and we're not allowed to do anything. We're not playing on an even field. Oh my goodness. But Trump says of using torture tactics, absolutely, I feel it works. So what do you guys think about that, man? Do you think that that torture? Do you think that torture works? Do you think if they cut the head off, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, or a head for a head? Oh, so any rate, man. Hey, what's going on, Crystal? What's up, Justin? All right, that's our president. All right, the White House says certain government agencies are taking action to address the inappropriate use of social media. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer addressed an incident at the National Park Service in which tweets about climate change disappeared shortly after they were sent. Spicer said an unauthorized user had an old password logged into the Twitter account from the Park Service's San Francisco office, then tweeted inappropriate things that were in violation of their policy. He also cited an incident last year at the Environmental Protection Agency saying both agencies are going to take action. Emails sent to EPA staff and reviewed by the Associated Press detailed specific prohibitions banning press releases, blog updates, or posts to the agency's social media accounts as part of the push by Trump administration to institute a media blackout. Tweets were also sent Tuesday from the Department of Defense official account that suggests underhanded criticism of President Donald Trump's policies. So the administration is trying to take control of the propaganda at the end of the day. Not that the EPA was sending out propaganda, but they want to be able to control what the American public sees. And essentially that is more propaganda. And this is why I continue to talk. If you guys don't know this, there was a propaganda act that was passed, I forget what year, that allows for the American government to lie to the American people, and it's legal. The reason I don't think that people know that or understand that they don't have to tell us the truth. It's legal for them to lie to us. And so by putting this media blackout, this is allowing the Trump administration to control the narrative that's being presented to not only the American public, foreign relations as well. So don't get it twisted and think that you are always being told the truth by your government. And I hope that you're not naive enough to believe that, but they actually do have a law in place. It's called the Propaganda Act, where they allow the government to lie to foreign and domestic. So that's just what it is. So what I try to do is I try to take what they give me, sift through the stuff, and get to the stuff that's good for me. Because what they do is they mix lies with truth. That's just how it operates. All right, so President Donald Trump has selected Washington attorney Stephen Passantino as his White House ethics counselor. We're going to look this dude up. And announcing the appointment on Wednesday, Sean Spicer said, "No one understands the ethics office better than Stefan." Passantino's LinkedIn profile now lists him as Deputy White House Counsel for Compliance. He formerly served as political law chairman Dentons. He also worked as general counsel for former House Speaker Newt Gingrich in 2012 Republican presidential bid. Gingrich has become a close advisor to Trump as well. Keep it in the family. Spicer said that Gingrich praised Trump's selection of Passantino. The White House announcement came on the same day that the Trump organization said that it had hired a compliance officer and ethics advisor of its own. President Donald Trump is signing 2 executive orders in keeping with campaign promises to boost border security and crack down on immigration living in the United States illegally. So not only crack down on immigrants coming in, but also crack down on immigrants that are already here. The president signed the 2 orders Wednesday during a ceremony at the Department of Homeland Security after honoring the department's newly confirmed secretary, retired General John Kelly. The executive orders jumpstart construction of the U.S.-Mexico border wall, one of his signature campaign promises, and strip funding for so-called sanctuary cities, which don't arrest or detain immigrants living in the United States illegally. So Trump is serious about this immigration thing, not only with them coming in, but also the people that are here. You know, I'm glad I'm a U.S. citizen because, you know, I don't know if I want to be dealing with the wrath of Trump, but in reality, I guess I'm an immigrant too. So I don't know how that works. So, man, there's always something going on. And so also, you know, that Trump is accused. He's accused. He has an accusation. He wants an investigation on voter registration fraud. He has no evidence, but he wants to push forth an investigation, not only just of this election, but elections in the past. The House Intelligence Committee said it will focus on leaks on classified information to the media as part of an investigation into Russia's interference in the 2016 election. In a tweet earlier this month, President-elect Trump had said at that time, asked the Intelligence Committee to investigate top secret intelligence shared with the news organizations. The House panel is already investigating the intelligence agency's finding that Russia interfered in the election to benefit President Trump. The Senate Intelligence Committee is also conducting an investigation. And I already talked about the black site thing. Oh, that's interesting. There's so much, man. So there is he also does have, like I said, he's put out a, let me go to politics. He's putting out the border wall, the secret. Again, this is kind of the border wall. This kind of takeaway, kind of put this in context. The border wall that's being built in Mexico. The probe for the voter fraud is something that's coming from Trump as well. Voter sparked some backlash. Reinstating the black site prisons. We got to stop that some kind of way. The executive orders to reduce U.S. roles in the United Nations. Oh my goodness, let me read this to you guys. And then obviously the rights, Trump's plans to stop Muslim immigrants and refugees. And let's talk about this. What is this? Executive order reduce U.S. role in the United Nations. So Trump administration preparing executive orders that would clear the way to drastically reduce the United States role in the United Nations and other international organizations. The executive orders will also begin to process to review and potentially abrogate. I never heard that, seen that word for abrogate certain forms of multilateral treaties. All right, so here's the deal, man. We're pulling away from the TPP, which is a trade agreement. We're also renegotiating the NAFTA, which is a trade agreement with Canada and Mexico. We're building a wall to keep against Mexico. We are drafting policies to stop immigration from Middle Eastern countries. And then now we're trying to reduce our influence with the United Nations. So what that says to me is that at this point where the United States is trying to be on their own, like, do they really think that we're that powerful that we can take on the whole world? This is crazy to me. Like, hold on a second. Hold on. We're isolating. It's almost like we're isolating ourselves. We're building a fence around our country. Hey, but we're building this virtual fence around our country to not trade freely with other countries and to break away from our influence with the United Nations. I mean, that's what the United Nations is for, to make sure that we have fair, black people, we got to get together and go see the United Nations. Because if he builds this wall and he virtually closes us off from global trade, in a sense, then that leaves them with the ability to is in this country in like literally reign. You know what I mean? Like tyrant type of reign. And Robert Wright talked about this because they're trying to control the media, which means what's coming down the pike is probably, if all this stuff goes through, censorship of the internet, so I might not be able to do this show anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like what is going on? And so here's the deal, man. What I like to do is just make sure that we are keeping up with this stuff. What's up, Ricky? What's up, Mark? We need to keep up with this, man, because I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing I'm seeing, but if you're trying to basically put this fence, and we just had a movie called Fences come out. Isn't that predictive programming? Anyway, and we just had a movie came out called Patriot Day. Isn't that predictive programming? So if they're trying to put this, let's just call it an invisible fence, all right? And then we know the big wall they're trying to put up on Mexico to keep immigrants out. But it's a song by Goody Mob. He says that I wonder if the gate was put up to keep crime out or to keep our ass in. Is this fence, this proverbial fence, where we are blocking ourselves off from United Nations, Pacific Rim, from Mexico? I don't know what's going on with Canada. Is this really to keep them out, or is it to keep us in? I'm not liking the sound of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, are they gonna start taking away our visas, our passports? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? I don't know. I'm just, you guys got to share your thoughts. I'm just reading the news and I'm interpreting like, okay, wait a second here. All these agreements that are in place are falling. Now, I'm not saying all the agreements were good or not, but they were agreements nonetheless, and they were agreements with foreign countries, and we're in a global economy. So it looks like to me, other than the connection to Russia, Great Britain, and possibly China, the other country is in trouble. And not only those other countries, the citizens of this country might be in some deep trouble. What is going on? Do I need to go? I might need to move to Mexico or somewhere. Like, what is going on? So anyway, that's the news, man. And all right, I'm a little I gotta do some thinking about this, man. We gotta come up with a plan. We might need to build our own space shuttles, go to the moon or something. They ain't trying to lock us in. So anyway, man, that's what's going on in politics. Again, some of the takeaways is, prisons, manufacturing, construction. Those are places, obviously, the oil field services. These are places that got to build that pipeline. They got to build the wall. So that's all manufacturing and that's all construction. So it's really a good time to start looking at some of the construction companies, the big construction companies that'll be bidding probably for. There was actually a company, a Mexico cement company, CMX or CX or something, that has a pretty big spike because they make cement. But probably a good time to start looking at some of these companies, drilling down to see who's going to be bidding on these contracts, because the people that win the contracts, people are going to make the money. What happens is they get a contract, right? It's a grant. But that's really all they're saying is the American people pay for them to go build the wall. You see what I'm saying? Because we the taxpayers, and we're going to pay them to go build a wall. And I'm saying, hey, if we're going to pay somebody to go build a wall, I need some of that money to come back to me. Take my tax money to go build a wall. I ain't approved. I'm going to need some of that money to come back to me. I'm just saying. You're going to go take my tax money to go pay somebody to go build some pipeline for some. See, that's what it is. Okay. The pipeline that they're trying to build that they just approved, right? That's gonna allow for America, who is doing all this fracking with oil, to be able to transfer oil freely through the country and basically not have to rely on OPEC or Russia or the Middle East for oil. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is all about isolating them. It seems like I'm hypothesizing, but it seems like this is America more so than it is keeping everybody else out. It sounded like to me they're trying to keep all of us in. CIA black site prisons are being opened up. Okay, well, you're gonna have this wall up, you're gonna have all this protection. Well, who are you gonna put in these prisons? We're gonna send the feds to Chicago. Y'all better get ready. You better get ready. That's all I can tell you. You better get ready. Stop playing around. Y'all still going to concerts? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained at this point? I can't do nothing but try to give you the message. What you do with it is what you do with it, man. But I'm trying to build. That's it. I'm trying to build. We ain't got time to play no more. We ain't got time to be paying attention to all this mess that they putting on TV. We ain't got time to be listening to all these celebrities who are not for us. They actually are against us. We ain't got time to be asleep no more. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, let me just recap that for you one more time so you get the picture. And I could be totally wrong, but you know what I mean? I listen to my intuition. We are dissolving an agreement with a 12 partner trade agreement. That's the TPP. That's what countries like Japan, Chile, you know, a couple of other ones. We don't have an agreement with China. We're trying to renegotiate a deal with Mexico, but you know how that's gonna go. We building a wall to Mexico. Come on, that ain't really gonna work out. We are. He's talking about opening up these black site prisons that the CIA used to use, and I'm pretty sure that there's been some Black Panthers in those prisons or some other people. This was back when Bush was in office. Supposedly they tortured terrorists. He said he's not against torture. He actually he's for torture. So anybody that, and here's the thing about torture. You can say that, hey, I don't like you, we're gonna torture you, and that be that. I mean, like, how do you regulate that? We got the pipeline, because here's the deal, guys. Really, the main reason why we used to go to war, or we have been to war, it wasn't because of terrorism. It was for the resources. They say that they say the spoils of war go to the victor, right? So we didn't go over there just to kill Osama bin Laden. We didn't go over there. That wasn't it. We went over there for two reasons. One, we wanted their resources, which is oil. And two, we wanted to establish what we have is a Federal Reserve. We wanted to establish a global banking system there. Don't get it twisted. So once you start learning about money, you start realizing what our Federal Reserve System really is, and you understand, and then you start to see that all these other international or IMF banks are across the country, and then you start realizing, well, who haven't we conquered yet? And you start to see, man, there is something else. Yeah, so Therese, it's definitely a hidden agenda right in front of your face, and the truth is actually right in front of our face. We just gotta look for it. So if we no longer need their oil because we got our own pipeline and we're fracking and we got a big supply, and we don't need their money because we got the Federal Reserve and we just print when we want. There's nothing. We don't have any money. Our money is based off of faith. And you're building this imaginary wall and you don't have any quote unquote allies in trade. It seems to me that they're trying to lock us in more so than they're trying to keep people away. All right, guys. Well, you guys can leave your thoughts about today and what's going on, because, you know, I got to get back to work. But hopefully today's show was helpful for you. Again, we got tomorrow. We got we're gonna be talking about Tidal and Sprint and that whole deal that Sprint just bought. You know, invested $200 million into Jay-Z's company Tidal to take a 33% stake. So we're gonna be talking about that and if it's a possible investment opportunity. On next Tuesday, we talking about marijuana in our investment session, and we got the interview with Punch TV coming up as well. We got the Stock Market 101 class as well. So all that stuff is coming up. You can find all that stuff at the www.ergj.net. We just launched Club Millie. It's a membership opportunity for you to become one of the 1,000. We're going to be walking 1,000 people through 2017 to be able to save and invest $1,000 by the end of this year. And if you think about that, we say, well, hey, what if we were actually come together with this $1,000? That's actually $1 million that we'll have as leverage to be able to do what we want to do. And one of the things, and now I want you guys to think about, well, if you had $1 million, what would you do with it? What would you want to do with it? And that's my question to you. And I want you to think about that and come up with some real answers. If we had $1 million in our village right now, what will we do with it? What will we invest it? What will we do with it? That's what I want you to answer. That's what I want you to think about. I want you to be able to have some real answers, because we don't think that big, but we actually are that big when we actually come together. And as you guys know, we got $1.2 trillion spending power, and I'm just talking about 1 million. And we can duplicate this plan that I'm rolling out once we have some success in the first plan. So you know, it's an opportunity to be a charter member of the 1,000 Club. You can say, hey, we did it first, and then we went out and showed other people how to do it as well. Anyway, this is ERGJ, your certified financial educator. Always some crazy stuff going in the news when we talk about Trump. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today. You got some nuggets out of it. We'll be back tomorrow. Remember this, guys. It takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.